starting to forget what you sound like. 'Cause now that it's over, I'm by myself. Yeah. I thought I'd be fine, but no more. My heart don't feel right. This pain doesn't go away. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say. Lay with me, if only for a moment, only for a while. I regret letting you go, and you were mine. I thought I'd be fine, but now my heart don't feel right, and this pain doesn't go away. Yeah. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say, stay with me. Call me back. I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm starting to forget what you sound like. 'Cause now that it's over, I'm by myself. Yeah. I thought I'd be fine, but no more. My heart don't feel right. This pain doesn't go away. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say. Lay with me, if only for a moment, only for a while. I regret letting you go, and you were mine. I thought I'd be fine, but now my heart don't feel right, and this pain doesn't go away. Yeah. If I could turn back time, I would've starting to forget what you sound like. 'Cause now that it's over, I'm by myself. Yeah. I thought I'd be fine, but no more. My heart don't feel right. This doesn't go away. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say. Lay with me, if only for a moment, only for a while. I regret letting you go, and you were mine. I thought I'd be fine, but now my heart don't feel right, and this pain doesn't go away. Yeah. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say. Call me back. I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm starting to forget what you sound like. 'Cause now that it's over, I'm by myself. Yeah. I thought I'd be fine, but no more. My heart don't feel right. This doesn't go away. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down. 'Cause now I'm waiting for you to say.
Hello everyone. How are we doing? Just checking everything is working. Let me just check. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Let's see. I don't want to do this whole stream and then realise that it's not working. I want to make sure. Why can't I see my live streams? I should be able to. Yep, I can see it's all working. Okay, cool. So what I was going to stream today was, obviously we're doing this EP for the artist Gary Mixian this week. We've got 5 tracks that we're mixing, a full EP. We've done 2 already. And what we're going to do is we are going to be doing the other 3 this week. But I thought it'd be good to actually kind of prepare them and kind of show you what I do, how I prepare them. So if we look the way he's kind of done this for me, I mean, this is kind of perfect example of organising files correctly. He's given me his tracks; they're all named and titled. So if we just pick Nosedive, this is the title of the EP. If you go to Nosedive, you can see he's given me the BPM and he's given me the key of the song, which isn't like amazing. Like the amount of times where I'm like trying to use a BPM counter or using the auto key plugin, which is fine, but all these things take time, and so sometimes it's just nice when someone does that for you, so you can just concentrate on the mixing. And then what he's done is he's got his rough mix or his mix, and then he's given me in folders the actual separate stems of each one. So you can see like the bass, you've got the Prophet bass, drums, you've got all the drums, the kicks, the loops, the hats, and all that sort of stuff. Then we got the synths, and then we got the vocals. And this is perfect because now, even in vocals, I've got separate BVs, sound effects, and the lead vocal. I mean, it is organisation to a T, so shout out to him for that. That's how I like stems. Makes my life, makes my day easy. And it just means you can focus on actually mixing the track. And instead of spending hours doing organisation, you can just do that. But so that's what happens when I get a project usually. So, well, not all the time. Sometimes it's audio 1, audio 2, but let's not get into that. Anyway, so we go to Nosedive. We go to the stems. I then just check any stem. I hit Command I, and I can just see what sample rate it is, and kind of the bit rate. I can see it's in 24-bit 44.1. So what I do is I go to Pro Tools, I create a new track, Gary Mictian, and then underscore, what's this song called? It was Nosedive, wasn't it? Nosedive. ESO1 mix, today's date. It's the actually we're gonna leave out today's date because I'm not mixing it right now. ESO1, and then I have my kind of template set up. I'm constantly renewing my templates. I kind of try and simplify things and make things easy. But I have. Sorry, I just got a message. Oh, by the way, guys, any questions, make sure you ask me. Yeah, so after I do that, I then look at this part here. Now, I already know that the audio file that he sent was in 44.1 and in 24-bit, so I just matched that to that. Some people insist that they work at 4896. Personally, I don't really care. I can't hear the difference. If I was to blindfold you and play you something at 48 and 44.1, you're not hearing the difference. That's my opinion. I'm still yet to hear the difference. And I know that sometimes in movies, they obviously want 96. And that's because they're working with video. 48, they like video as well. But let's be honest, most masters go from 48 to 44.1. You are always better kind of downsampling your bit rate, so go from 48 to 44.1 because that is actually then true. If you go from 44.1, you've mixed it and then you convert it suddenly to 96, it wasn't actually recorded in 96, so you're kind of just tricking yourself, and all you're doing is just changing the text in a way. You're not actually changing anything on the actual audio. So so I do that, load up my template, Ed's template, make sure that I've got everything correct. One thing I do want to shout out is it's super important to actually title your stuff. The amount of times, I've done this for a long time now, and when I kind of first started out, I was titling stuff like, in this case, Gary Mictian Song 1 or Song 2. Now that's fine, but when you're dealing with, let's say, a couple of revisions and you're doing 5 tracks and you're doing it with one project, and there's multiple people, like management or labels or whoever it is, there's multiple people involved in the record. Not everybody is going to refer to that to song 1. Everyone's going to be saying kind of the song name. So just small things like that, just to make your life easier in organisation, and it will be a better process for everyone, is just to kind of make sure that everything's titled correctly so that it corresponds with everybody's kind of comments on which song is what. So yeah, just small things like that make a big difference. And we just go create. That will then create the track. it will load up my settings. Have some coffee while we're waiting. It's just my outputs because I'm streaming. So that is kind of my template. That's with none of the audio in there. So the way I have my template, if I just go through it, I've got an all vocals and an instrumental and an all stems. Now, people ask why do I have an instrumental and an all vocals? Now, one, it's good for stems. It's good to, if they go, can I just have the stems? I can literally just mute everything else or just solo it and just have, the vocals only. And then sometimes it's good when I'm mixing to actually just mute everything and just have the vocals only, the a cappella, or just have everything without the, the instrumental. And also sometimes if I am doing some EQ work and I just want to hear the instrumental just a little bit quieter, a little bit louder, I can just do it all from one fade. I don't have to go and turn everything up in one go. And then here I've got my all stems, and that's in case I need to do actual separate print stems. So you'll have a look, if you have a look at my drum group, for example, here, you'll see that I've got stem drums, stem bass, stem synths, everything is going out, and that is routed to these stems here, and they're all color coded correctly: drum stem, bass stem, synth stem, synth group, that kind of stuff. It all goes to it. So that's why I do that. And then I have my mix bus, which isn't turned on at the moment, but I just have the standard plug-in alliance metric AB reference thing, just to reference kind of loudness and to understand like where I'm sitting in the mix. And then I have my old school favorite, the analyzer, and you kind of want your line to kind of be like a bit of a downward spiral. It kind of means you've got a balanced mix, so a bit of bottom end, mids and highs. Again, it will depend on the genre, but on average, if you look at most songs will have like a line kind of slightly going down, just like that. And that kind of means you've got a good balance of your mix. So that's kind of where I sit it for this. And then, again, depending on the track, depending on what I feel like on that day, I've got some options of some tape saturation, black box, some compressor, some EQ, ozone, a clipper, and limiter. So that's kind of where I, and that's my template. If I go down to the instrumental, I've got all my subgroups. I've got some plugins that I use quite a bit, which I just have kind of deactivated just so I don't have to waste time searching for them and stuff like that. So then what I do is I then go to File and I import audio. And then once I do that, I then go to the stems that we were working on, and then I go to nosedive because that's what we're doing. And I skipped one thing. I know it's 107 BPM, so I go up here, 107, file, import audio, nosedive EP, nosedive stems, and then what I do is I just go from beginning. So drums, copy all, copy, open. And I know that it gets me to stamp file these days. I think so it doesn't, because it sees it as already as a copy. So I know that these are all my drums. I highlight them red. That's just how I like it. Hold Shift, Option, and then I put everything to the drum group. That will then send everything through, and then I go move to drum group. Sometimes I have my kick separately. Again, it just depends. If I'm doing like a hip hop stuff where it's like real kick and bass needs to be separated, then altogether, then I will. Then I do my bass, just one profit in here. Open. It's going to ask me to stamp file on all of them, but it's all good. Bass group, brown. And I'm just going to go move to bass group, import audio, see what else we've got. Synths. See, the good thing about having it like this in order, it means I can color code it really quick. And it just makes everything so much easier. I can just do this, highlight them blue. Again, Shift, Alt, or Option. And then I go down to my synth group. And move to synth group. That's done. You see how easy this is? Import audio. We've got the most important, the vocals, so all my lead vocals. Copy. Stamp file again. Pink. I like to just kind of have it in order. Like that. Go here. Put that into my lead, because that is my lead bass. Move to lead. Import audio. BVs. It's got a lot of BVs. And then we're going to do this. And put the BVs in that colour. And then we're going to go here. Put that in harms. And then we're going to go move to harms. Nice and easy. And then again, import audio. We've got some sound effects that he's done, like performance stuff, Alter Boy production bits that he wants, that he's created. Sometimes it's nice when you're just mixing a record, like, again, it depends on the client, depends, who it is, but sometimes, they want you to do things which are creative, and in a way, like, it is kind of production, like doing Alter Boy, although it's like a sonic thing, it is production at the end of the day. Move to these ones. I'm going to put in harms again, so they're all part of it. And then we've got our vocal effects in there. So now everything, the whole song is just put a limiter on so it doesn't do anything. Let's just play what we've got. Obviously, nothing's leveled out. Just make sure everything's working. And then the good thing about this, I can put
my heart gets arrested.
Nothing's leveled out.
Now I'm falling in the heat of it all. I keep falling
Just want to listen to the vocals.
when I'm losing control of myself. 'Cause I let my heart break one too many times.
So first of all, I can hear that that's fine. It's all sounding good. One thing I do want to check, Pro Tools does do this sometimes a bit weird. If it sees things that are titled in numbers, it can kind of do it in order, but not necessarily the right order. So I can see they're all the same thing. I can see this is the same thing as that. Should be another one if I'm right. No, Alter Boy, Alter Boy. Okay, fine. So let me just... Oh, I see what's happened here. It's gone as a stereo. So we're just going to split this into mono. I see. Sometimes it can glue them together for whatever reason. And then that one should be here. So if I'm right in saying, we've got...
Infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive. Infinite. I'll spend.
Cool. And then we got these ones. I do just want to check that there's nothing being doubled. That's fine. If anyone's got any questions, give me a shout. You can do these ones as well. Just make sure they are right.
When I fall in love.
Perfect example, there's something not right there. Let me just check.
I get to invest in.
That's it.
Invest
They're
in.
together.
Invest in.
Sometimes it's funny, coming out of Logic, sometimes it kind of doesn't always do it right. I don't know.
Infinite.
Like they're two different harmonies, even though they're labelled in consecutive order. But
Nose dive. Nose dive. Infinite.
alright, so that's like that.
Nose dive.
Then we got these.
Nose dive.
They're the same.
Nose dive.
Obviously, it's crapping out because everything's so loud. Have some more coffee. So everything's looking good for that. Then what I like to do is just kind of close it. I got a bit of like OCD in certain organisations. If there's too much on the screen, it's like they always say kind of tidy desk or clean desk, clean head, or whatever it is they say, and it's so true. If everything's just tidy, you just work better. I can't explain. When you try and work in a mess, it's impossible. So then what I do is I just look at the instrumental, just mute the vocals for now. Again, this is the perfect example. Like this is why I have my instrumental group and like my music group and my vocal group separate, so I can do that. Now, if we look at the instrumental, then let's see what we got going on. I can already see it's just so loud, everything. So what I do is I'm gonna do this. Right, first of all, there's no guitars, so we're going to go and hide and make that inactive. So anything that's not in, there's no acoustics, there's no horns, there's no strings. Hide and make inactive. Keys group we don't need, we put everything in the synths because it's all synth heavy. Let me just make sure there wasn't any, no. Yeah, there's nothing there. So we got synth group, I mean, we just reset it. Yeah, so it's nothing's distorting, but it's just everything is kind of just a bit loud. I kind of like to see waveforms a bit more like that. It's just my opinion. I feel like the plugins work better. They're not so loud like that. So I just highlight everything. Especially, as I say, I know the producing, they all come from Splice, most of these samples, like everyone samples these days. So Splice samples are always just way too loud. Then I hit Control Shift and I just bring everything down. I'll probably do 10 dB just to give me enough headroom, then I'll play it. If I look at my mix bus, sitting around. I can see that I got enough headroom. I've even put the instrument down minus 7.9. Put it back to I can see that I'm not crapping out, so that's all good. We don't need the kick group on this one. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. So, we're kind of in a good ballpark there. And then again, kind of my OCD comes out. I want all the kicks at the top. I don't like to have kicks anywhere that, kick for me is always at the start. If there's kick in the song, if you're doing a ballad, it will probably be like the acoustic guitar or the piano or whatever it is. But I like to do kicks. Any snares? Rims there. The clap's probably acting as a snare. Another clap. Another kick. Wow, there's a lot of kicks in this. Then I do hats. More hats. I noticed some reverses and sweeps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new effects group. Again, this is kind of dependent. I'll just use the keyboards group for now. Make that active. Rename it effects group again. Make sure the organization is there. Make sure that's renamed effects group. I always have my effects kind of this color. And I'm just going to put that effects group, and then I'm going to go to my stem folder again, go to where it says keys, because we now swapped that for effects. We're going to call that effects stem, and I'm going to go here, oops, rename, yep, effects stem. So now everything is now being labeled. I'm really being on it with the labeling. I'm making sure that there's no room for errors. You know, I know that if I do this part to a T, to a perfection, I promise you guys it's going to make your life easy. So we're going to do all the reverses, and we're going to just, again, recolor code that, put that to the effects group, which is what we did, and then we're going to go move to effects. And now we've got our effects group. Since we can look at, so now I can go through and I can just solo each group. So I have my groups on. So like here I can then just focus on drums only, or bass, effects, synths.
I'll spend my life watching the sunrise.
And I've got full control over everything now. And all of this, I've collapsed this whole mix into 4 audio tracks. In a way, well, they're not audio, they're folders, but 4 kind of elements on Pro Tools. And it's just nice and clean. And then after that, I'm happy with that. I'll then just play it, and I'll go through and I'll label intro.
When I fall in love.
My verse 1. Again, I'm not familiar with this song, so it might be a chorus to begin with. I don't know exactly yet, but I'll play it through.
When I fall in love, I get too invested.
Again, I can't hear the vocals, but I haven't mixed it. Just take the vocals, put it up, put the instrumental down. Again, gives me full control. I'm not, you know, if you look at what I'm doing there, is I'm not going, oh, right, where's my vocals? Going all the way down, looking at the vocals, going, okay, where's the lead vocal bus? Where is it? Turn the lead vocal. Oh, no, the harmony. No, it's just an all vocal bus, all instrumental bus, and everything is just 2 things. Why do 10 things to do one thing when you can just do one thing with one thing, if that makes sense? I'm not going to overcomplicate stuff.
Fall in love, I get too invested. When I have to see you go, my heart gets arrested. Now I'm falling in the heat of it all. I keep falling when I'm losing control of myself. 'Cause I let my heart break one too many times. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. gets arrested. Now I'm falling in the heat of it all. I keep falling.
Yeah, brilliant.
In the heat of it all, I keep falling. When I'm losing control of myself, 'cause I let my heart break one too many times.
Now I'm falling. I keep falling.
Good if I could spell chorus.
I keep falling. Now I'm falling. I keep falling.
I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise.
I'm in a nosedive, infinite.
BD with breakdown.
I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'm in a nosedive, infinite.
Call this out.
I spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I'll spend my life watching the sunrise.
And then I'm going to just do this, just to have a nice fade out. And then I'm going to put end here and just go back to the start. And the reason why I do this, I'll explain. Let me just put 1/16th. Start there. Is so when I then go and bounce this out, I'm getting a little bit at the start, like a second or so, and a little bit on the outro, and then I just go to my memory locations at the end. When I want to bounce, hit start, hit end, and then I just go file bounce. So yeah, that's kind of the where that I'm kind of, that's kind of how I do it. Everyone does it differently. So that's kind of where I then set that up. And then, you know, I had the rough mix, or his mix, which hopefully we're going to beat, which is this one. I bring this in and I just drag that in there. And you can sync it up, but to be honest with you, I kind of just listen to this reference as like kind of, you know, levels of what he was hearing and stuff, you know, how loud was his kick, or, you know, because you don't, you know, most artists have like demo-itis when it comes down to if they've been listening to a mix for a long time and then I suddenly mix it and it's completely different, then they're, you know, they're not going to be happy with it. So I never ever try and reinvent the wheel when I'm mixing. I just try and take what they've got and just kind of enhance it if I can. And you'll be surprised, sometimes you don't always beat the rough mix and the rough mix goes out. So you know, you just never know.
See you go.
I'm just going to play you actually his mix.
When I fall in love, I get too invested. When I have to see you go, my heart gets arrested. Now I'm falling in the heat of it all. I keep falling when I'm losing control of myself, 'cause I let my heart break one too many times. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite. I spend my life watching the sunrise. I'm in a nosedive, infinite.
kind of see that. So, and that's basically set up for me to mix. You know, it doesn't take too long. But it just means I have everything where I like it. All nicely labelled out. And then when I come to mix it, I'll probably do a mix tonight on live stream. I can then actually mix it, and I'm not focusing on anything else apart from making this sound good. That's kind of where you want to be with this. You know, some people have assistants, but it doesn't take that long, so it's not really worth it for me at the moment. But yeah, let's do the next one. So the next song that we got is Together We're Free. Again, he's labelled it again, so we're going to go here, file, create new session. Gary Mixian again. Together We're Free, all as one word, just for spacing purposes. ESO1 mix. Again, if there's a revision, I do ESO2, you know, etc. etc. It's going to check the bit rate and sample rate. It'll probably, because it's all the same EP, it'll probably be the same. Yeah, 44.1 24-bit. So again, 44.1 24-bit. Create. Save the previous one. Let that load. If anyone's got any questions, let me know and I'll answer them. Again, this is happening because I'm using loopback to get the audio to you guys on the live stream, so it's kind of confusing a little bit of Pro Tools, but we can ignore all that. Again, same thing. We're going to go here, look at what we got. 133 BPM. 133. Again, we can do this quite quick. Once you kind of understand kind of the way, the formula of how I'm doing it, it is super easy. Together We're Free. Let's do drums. Highlight it all. Make sure you copy it so you don't lose it. So it copies with the actual Pro Tools session. Again, that was all drums. So let's get me to stamp file again. Anyone on this stream knows about this stamp file thing, let me know. I believe it's because I'm copying it. So it's creating a duplicate, but I'm interested to know. And then that goes to the drum group, and then we move to drum group, and that will be there. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Oops. Again. Import audio. Bass. Again, I like to do it all in order. Open. Okay. Brown for bass. Move to bass group. File. Import audio. Synths. I think this EP doesn't have any guitars in or anything. It's just synths and bass and drums. Do this. Stamp all the files again. We're going to go here. Blue. Oh. And then we're going to go synth group, because that's where we're putting everything. In this case, I mean, I tend to put everything kind of blended into the synth group. With the keys, I do have a separate bus for keys, but the reason why I'm not doing it on this one is because it's not like an Adele record where it's like an acoustic piano with synths. The piano is VSTs on here, and it's all electronic anyway, so I'm just shoving everything in synths, just again for just at ease purposes and stuff. Move to synth group, that goes to synth. Import audio. I know it's just quite tedious stuff, some of it, but I think it's good to watch me do this, because it's, you know. So this one doesn't look like there's any backing vocals. Looks like it's all lead. And he's even printed his verb phrase for me. Again, great producer, this guy. So, you know, he doesn't want me, again, to reinvent the wheel and change his effects. He does it how he wants it. And that's what I like. Lead. Move to lead. Perfect. So now, again, I've got it all set up. So we're going to just title it. Music's all kind of dance recordy. The EP is that kind of genre, but you get all sorts. Goes into drops at the moment. Again, I might change it later. I'll have a change. End. Let's just do this. This one as a start. And then we're going to do what we did earlier with all the instruments, take them down, probably another 10 dB, because it's kind of usually the number that I go for. Right. And that's just because, again, same producer, I did this on the first track, and if he's given me stems this hot, they're probably all similar, because they're all from, again, similar place, Splice, Native Instruments, Serum, and they all come out quite hot. So that clap there, I mean, I've got like no leeway for any plugins or anything. Bring it down just 10 dB, and I just know. Again, that one's ready for me to mix. So then we just, to me, that's kind of where it needs to be, for everything at 0. And then we got the last one, I believe. What have we actually mixed? Skillet Pro Sessions. Love You Less, we've done 4. Nosedive. So what I do is I just label them. So I've done, well, I've prepared Nosedives together with 3. What else? I see. Can't do this anymore. We've done that one. Love You Less. So the last one we're going to do is Come Through. Again, 130. So I'm just going to quickly just check again. I realised I forgot to put in his mix, rough mix, on the previous one, but I can do that later. Not an issue. Come Through stem. So we're going to go File, Create New. Gary Mictian. ESO 1. 44.1, 24-bit. Cool. Yeah, save. Let that do its thing. Check your emails while it's doing it. And then, again, we need to do the BPM. So we look at what this is, come through. He's labeled it again. Amazing, 130. This just shows you, for any people that want to send their tracks to engineers to mix, how important the labeling is. It's honestly a nightmare when everything's just not labeled, you know. Turns into an organizational kind of job more so than a mixing job at that rate. And then we're going to go File, Import Audio. Going to go back to the Nosedive EP. We're going to go to Come Through, which is what we're on now. Again, he's done an amazing job. Copy, open, processing. Stamp file. Again, anyone knows about this stamp file, appreciate it if I can stop that from happening. could probably figure out a way. I just haven't had a chance yet. But if someone knows quickly, that would be amazing. Drums group. I'm going to go move to drum group. Audio. Bass. Move to bass group. Synths. Copy this. Again, put this into synths. Move to synth group, and then we got the vocals next. So it makes life quick when you know what you're doing. Pink. Again, just make this a bit more neat. Move to lead, import audio. Again, I haven't even heard this track, so I don't know what we're going to have, but what did I just do? I thought I did something weird then. Arms. Put that here. Move to arms. File, import audio, and there was the sound effects that need to go into harmonies as well. Again, we can always move them out, but we'll just put them in there for now. And for any questions, the reason why I take the instrumental down minus 10 dB on the stems and not the vocals is because people tend to record vocals at an okay kind of volume. But as I say, a lot of these splice samples are limited and compressed to max, so they kind of need that knockdown. Again, just going to check everything. Lots of drum tracks, blimey. Bass is done. Synths. Then we're just going to put everything down minus 10.
I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. I don't know how to let go of mine. I don't know where I should draw the line. If I could fall in love,
I'm just going to order everything again. The kicks at the top. Claps all together. Right, I've noticed that we probably need to now create an effects because there's a lot of effects in this. Sometimes some tracks don't have much effects, but we'll do that now. So what we'll do is we'll go to the keys group again, convert that into the effects group, rename effects group, this one, and then we're going to go to the stem, key stem, effects stem, and then I'm going to go to like the impact. We've got some impacts, color them exactly how they should be, move to effects, we've got a transition, we've got reverse, feedback, move this to effects group again. Hats can all go up. Again, I'm just getting my way around this track. Perk, just pull the perk down here. What's blip?
I'm dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. I don't know how to let go of mine. I don't know where I should draw the line.
But let me draw so it doesn't crap out to you guys, and let's just do the thing that I forgot last time. Put in the rough mix here again, so I can just see.
I'm stuck inside insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty.
Okay, cool. Right, let's label it.
Don't wanna be a memory that's fading in your mind. I'm stuck inside a rivalry that never releases me. I wanna be everything that releases me. I wanna be everything that you've ever dreamt of. I wanna say you're the only one, 'cause you read past the subtleties. I'm dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst. Read past the subtleties. I'm dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. I don't know how to let go of. I'm dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. I don't know how to let go of mine. I don't know where I should draw the line. If I could fall, if I could fall in love, I'd want you. But I don't know if I could come through. Don't want you to be the death of me. I don't know if I could come through. Don't want you to be the death of me. If I lose you now, and I won't be mine, 'cause I never believed I could. I'm dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. Dancing with the deepest, dancing with the deepest insecurities. I'm floating in the midst of all your honesty. I don't know how to let go of mine. I don't know where I should draw the line.
Do that.
If I could fall in love, I'd want you. But I don't know if I could come through. I could fall in love, I'd want you. But I don't know if I could come through. I don't know if I could come through. Dancing with the deepest in.
That's got the vocoder on.
If I could fall in love, I'd want you.
Keep skipping the numbers.
If I could fall in love, I'd want you. But I don't know if I could come through. I could come through. If I could fall in love, I'd want you. If I could If I could fall in love, I'd want you. But I don't know if I could come through. I could come through. If I could fall in love, I'd want you.
Okay, we're going to do this again. I'm going to do this and call this end.
Draw the line. This is me.
Make sure these are all on the grid. I think I was accidentally in shuffle mode. Go like here, 1/16. Just put that. Start. Just I've got a little bit of a gap, and that's prepared for mixing. And that's that basically. Let me go to the other projects and put the rough mix in. That's why. Edit window. Gonna go here. We're gonna put that song in together with free rough mix in. Right, that's cool. Alright, so that's all ready. So that's it for today for the live stream. I may do one later when we start mixing this, or tomorrow. But I just wanted to kind of show you kind of my process of how I prepare it all. Oops. Yeah, I want to show you my process of kind of like how I prepare everything. Yeah, it's really dark in here. Just seeing the webcam now. It's because I've got Philips Hue lighting, but I unplugged the Hue bridge. It takes ages to load back up, so I'm without a light for the time being. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I hope it helps kind of watching me how I prepare the sessions. Just remember that preparing the sessions is just as important as mixing the sessions, in my opinion. The better prepared you are, the better the mix you're going to have. So I think that's kind of quite important to have something that, to have like your kind of thing that you do that makes it easier to organise and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, cheers guys for watching, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.